What's going on, everybody? My name is Josh Washburn of Washburn Fab Co. in Galt, California. And today we're going to be taking a look at a Welder Flux Core 135 Pro machine. I actually got all of these machines here and parts sent to me in the last week or so. Welder reached out to me and asked if I would like to try out this machine because they liked my other reviews. They also sent me a package of a bunch of accessories and consumables for the machine. And that's what we're going to be taking a look at in this video. Also got a machine sent to me by Best Arc, which I've done reviews on their machines before. And everything you see here is going to be given away also at 3,500 subscribers. We just keep making this giveaway bigger and bigger. We're already giving away a YesWelder Cut 55 DS Pro plasma cutter. The link will be in the description below. Make sure you comment on each video individually to be entered because each giveaway is going to be separate. The drawing is going to be pulled separately from each video for each item that is going to be given away at 3,500 subscribers. So to enter with this machine, all you have to do is give this video a like, drop a comment down below of what you would use this machine for if you had it, and subscribe. We're also going to give away this Best Arc machine, which is undecided right now, but when I do decide, the review will also be posted, and it will be posted on there on how we're going to do that giveaway. Alright, so let's take a look at this machine first and see what it all comes with. Alright, so here's everything that comes in the box. This is a clean little machine right here. It's pretty compact, nice and lightweight. It has a full digital display on it, the first I've seen on one of these smaller 110 only machines. I've noticed that there's a trend going on where they're starting to do digital everything for YesWelder. Here's a standard ground clamp that it comes with. I don't think that this is a downgrade of the standard ground clamp that comes with the more expensive machines from YesWelder, so that's nice. Here is their MIG whip. It's a little bit different that it has a sleeve type cable here instead of a hard rubber cable. This should be fine though. I mean, on a lot of the TIG rigs and stuff, you're going to see this setup anyways. The whip itself seems like it's actually of decent quality, considering I've bought whips more expensive than a couple of these machines together. This isn't a bad whip for what you're paying for. I might be wrong, but it looks like these are all the same consumables you would see on the more expensive YesWelder machines. It looks like these are Lincoln consumables. I'll double check on that. I'm pretty sure these are all Lincoln, which is nice. Being that these are Lincoln consumables, you should be able to find them at your hardware store or they're available all over online. Came with some instruction manuals and some tips. It also comes with a stick welding stinger. Just because this machine is called the Flux 135 Pro, that doesn't mean that all it does is flux. It also runs stick welding rod, and you can scratch start TIG with it. You can scratch start TIG with any machine that can stick weld. I already opened this one up earlier to see what was in here, but let's take a look and see what they gave me. They gave me a 2-pound spool of some flux core wire. They gave me a 10-pack of 3/32 blue tungsten, which the blue tungsten in this case is a 2% lanthanated tungsten. They also sent a box of 70-18 3/32 rod, a 5-pound package. I'm not going to use this. I'm going to save this and give it away when I give the machine away. I already have a bunch of Lincoln Exocaliber rod here anyways. And they also gave us some mild steel TIG welding rod. This is ER70S6, probably the most common rod you're going to use for welding steel as far as TIG goes. It's 3/32 in diameter. Again, I'm going to save this for the winner of the giveaway. I already have a bunch of TIG wire. They sent a full TIG consumables package here. A full TIG torch setup here with a inert gas dial on it. I actually really like this setup right here, but I believe this connection will only work on this machine. So you know what, I'm going to give this away to the winner of this machine. This is really good quality. This is a WP17 torch, which is relatively the most common, I believe. Every torch I've had has been a WP17, so all of my other consumables my gas diffusers, my gas lenses, my cups, all that stuff will fit on this as well. I'm going to go ahead and put all this away. The one thing I am going to keep out is this roll of flux core wire. We're going to be running flux core today and trying it out. I'm going to save everything else for another video. If you guys have seen my videos before, I don't like my videos getting too long, and if I stick welded, flux welded, and TIG welded with it all in the same video, it's going to end up being a 45-minute video. So I'm going to get this stuff put away. We're going to plug the machine in, fire it up, and see how she does. Setting up this machine is as easy as any other machine. It's got a negative here, positive here, remote, and a MIG whip symbol for the signs on the bottom. So when you're running flux core, you have to run your MIG whip to the negative side. It's DC electrode negative, or DCEN. So for this setup, we are going to run the ground cable into the positive. I've seen a lot of people have trouble with that, so make sure you are running the correct polarity if you're running flux core. It's the opposite of if you were MIG welding. Then we have our whip into the main feeder right there. All right, let's turn it on and see what the screen looks like. That's a good looking screen. So right there, we can see there's a mode selection over here on this side where we have flux core selected, and then it shows stick welding, lift TIG, and all of that. So for wire feed speed, we have as low as 120 inches per minute and all the way up to 420. You know what I just noticed? This is in inches. This isn't in meters. So I think they took what everybody said about it being annoying that it's in meters and all in metric and switched it up for us. I haven't welded with this smaller flux core wire in a really long time, so I have no clue where my settings should be at. It's probably been about 6 or 7 years since I've used a small machine like this. So to set our voltage, we have to hit this parameters button over here, and it says 0, or you can go down to -3 or +3. I am not sure what these are going to correlate to. I'm just going to run it at about 2 and go from there and try to adjust the settings. Just want to mention that they actually have some sort of vacuum sealing on the wire to make sure it doesn't get moisture in there, which is pretty sweet. Sometimes you don't see that, it's just a plastic wrap. Whenever I get a new machine or throw a new roll of wire in, I always set my drive roll tension. The drive roll tension is adjusted by this dial here, and it's how much force that your drive roll has on it with this other guide bearing. I have a full video on how to set drive roll tension, but you can kind of see me do it real quick right here. Alright, so I got the machine ready to go. I'm gonna go find some scrap pieces to do some test welds on, see if we can't figure out these settings. So I got some random scrap. This is 1/8 on this side, and this is 14 gauge, I think. They're close enough. Normally you would want to clean up your weldment area, but since this is flux core and I'm just testing it, this is nothing structural. I'm throwing it in the scrap bin when I'm done. We're not gonna clean it. Like I said before, I have no clue with these settings, so I'm gonna try to figure them out right now to give you guys a little guide of where to start off with. One thing I didn't mention earlier is you don't need this nozzle or shield cup, whatever you want to call it. Since it is flux core, there's no gas. You don't need it. They sell shields that go over the top of these to keep the threads from getting messed up if you were switching back and forth to gas. But since this machine only runs flux, I'm not going to worry about it. You can wrap tape over it if you're worried about it and don't have the correct consumables for it. But we're going to be fine right here. So we got some slag on there to clean off. I'm gonna grab a wire wheel. That was just my guess settings. I didn't mess with it since then. We're at 224 and +2 on the voltage. So here's how we're looking right now with the settings I got on here. That's pretty satisfactory to me. But for the machine we're using, I would say that's pretty damn good for not tweaking the settings at all. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish welding out this seam on each side, all at the same time with as little breaks as possible, so that we can take a look and see if there's any duty cycle issues. Here's what we have. A decent appearance for flux core in my opinion. The only issues I see are on the starts. It likes to hump up a little bit. I'm not sure if that would be helped by doing like a back step and coming forward into the start point. It probably would. It might be a little bit cold on the startup, but it ain't nothing major. Overall, I think this Welder Flux 135 is a good little machine. I haven't even ran a 110 machine in this building before. I didn't know if I was going to pop any breakers or anything. Everything I do is 220. I haven't messed with anything this small. But it seems to do its job. If you're just doing DIY projects, stuff around the house, stuff around your ranch or farm or whatever, then this will probably do you well. One thing I forgot to mention about flux core earlier in this video is flux core is a good option on the budget level, and that's why a lot of machines that are cheaper are going to be flux core only. Flux core, you don't have the investment of getting a 75-25 cylinder or a CO2 cylinder or any kind of gas whatsoever. You're just running straight wire that's self-shielded, which means your wire has shielding or cleaning elements within it so that you don't need the gas as an external shielding gas. The main pro of 110 machines that run flux core is that you're going to have the availability to get a higher penetration with using the flux core than you would on 110 with MIG. That being said, flux core is a little bit harder on thin stuff like sheet metal, but it can be done. I didn't want to sit here and use this machine for a couple hours before filming this. I wanted to just show you guys what happened straight out the box. I didn't fine tune anything. I didn't do anything. I just plugged it in, set my drive roll tension, threw some random settings on. I don't run flux hardly ever, and then threw some welds down, didn't adjust nothing. That way I can show you guys an honest review of this is what happens when you plug it in and start welding with it. I could probably sit here all day, mess with it, and then fine tune everything to where it looks like it's gonna weld 100% perfect with no flaws, but that's not the way I like to do things. I like giving you guys a good, accurate idea of what it's gonna be. If you guys are interested in purchasing this machine, there will be a coupon code linked in the description, or you can use code WashburnFabCo at checkout through yeswelder's website. That'll give you 10% off on all of their products, including this machine. We also receive some commission from your purchase with using that coupon code, so it'll come back into the channel, help me do stuff for giveaways like buying machines to give away, and give me some motivation to keep going with the YouTube channel. It's getting kind of hard to find time sometimes, but right now I'm out here. It's I think it's 11 o'clock at night. You can probably see the bugs flying around by my light. Like I mentioned earlier, we're gonna do some more in-depth reviews on this. I'm gonna do some stick welding with it and TIG welding. I don't know if that's gonna be two separate videos or one video altogether. Yeswelder has never disappointed me once. I was using the 250 Pro for I think like 2 years now. It was one of my first videos on this channel. I finally killed it. I dropped it out the back of the trailer when we were leaving a job site. The whip came undone from the cart and it went underneath the trailer tire and ripped it right off the truck. I'm sure I'm gonna end up getting another one from them as a replacement. If you want to win this machine for free and all of these accessories we have back here, don't forget to drop a comment below so that I can see you. I can't do it through just subscribers because a lot of people are on private. So if you're on private, I'll never see you. So we have to do it through the comments. Don't forget to check out the Yeswelder Cut 55 DS Pro plasma cutter review. That would be a good machine to pair with this machine for your household projects. That review is going to be in the description below. We're giving away one of those machines as mentioned earlier. Be sure to comment on that video to be entered. All of our info will be linked down below in the link tree. If you have any questions about this machine, other Yeswelder products, other products I've reviewed, or welding in general, feel free to message me anywhere that you can get a hold of me. I'll do my best to reply to you. Maybe if it's a good topic, I'll end up making a video out of it. Stay tuned for our other reviews. I'm going to do those other ones at some point this week, if not next, so that you can see the full capabilities of this Welder Flux 135 Pro. All right, thanks for watching. I hope this helped make up your mind on what machine to buy. I really like this machine. If I was only running 110 on home stuff and on a tight budget, this would probably be my machine right here.